right, Skeet Reese here for TackleWarehouse.com and Lucky Craft Baits. You know what we want to talk about today? Pre-spawn jerkbait fishing. Now, pre-spawn, water temperature is going to be 48 to 60 degrees when these fish are staging up, moving. If you got halfway decent watercolor, meaning clarity from, foot and a half up to about, 10, 20 foot visibility, clear water fisheries for the most part is prime time jerkbait fishing. So depending on what part of the country you're in, it'll be January, February, it might be May, your pre-spawn bite. But what's cool about a jerkbait is when they start eating it, dude, you can get well quick and you can catch some of the biggest fish you'll ever catch in your life on a little old bait like that. So pre-spawn jerkbait fishing, we're going to talk a little bit about it here. Let's do it. All right, as far as jerkbaits, you know what? Lucky Craft probably has the biggest selection of jerkbaits that I know of in the industry. And they're all great for certain applications. You got long, skinny ones. You got short, deep divers. Now, we have the slender pointers. So you got 97, a 112, a 127. You got a pointer. There's a 78, well, there's a 65, a 78, a 100, a 128. I know it's a lot of jerkbaits. Then you got flash minnows, you got a bevy shad, but probably my go-to baits are going to be a Lucky Craft Pointer 100. It's the #1 jerkbait in the world, hands down. That jerkbait right there has won more money probably than any jerkbait ever made. So, but here's the latest one. This is called a Slim Shad D9. It's a smaller minnow body style bait. It's a deep diver. So if I'm going to fish 5 to 10 feet, trying to pull a fish out, no deeper than 10 foot of water, I'm probably going to go to the Pointer 100. This bait right here, the Slim Shad D9, if I need to pull them out at 20 foot of water, I can do it with this thing. But this bait will actually get down 10 feet deep, no problem, lighter line. This is going to pull harder. This is easier. This one's going to just get deeper. This one's more of a dead stick suspending action. They're both going to suspend for you, but also look at the slender pointers, depending on your application. If you're going to fish for smallmouth, slender pointers are great. Well, Pointer 100 is good too. Just, you got to mix it up and try the different jerk baits for your situation, buddy. Either you got a shallow diver or you got a deep diver. So let's talk about this and let's show you how to fish them. All right, pre-spawn jerkbait fishing. We're trying to think about where these fish are moving to go spawn. So where are they gonna go by and set up before they get up to that shallow water spawning area? Most situations, it's gonna be a secondary point leading into a creek, a bay, something like that, or a little drop off outside of a big flat. That's where they're gonna be staged. So we're gonna look for areas where these fish can move right up, get into spawning areas. Now, depending on how deep of water you're fishing, onto what type of lake you're fishing is going to determine whether you're going to use the shallower divers, a slender pointer, the Pointer 100, or the deep divers, the Slim Shad D9 or a Pointer 100 DD, 78 DD. So those are your deep diver series. But as far as your jerkbait techniques, my favorite way of fishing a jerkbait, I call it a signal double cadence. So I'm going to fire my jerkbait out there and I'm going to reel it down just a little bit, but I'm going to go 1, 2, and I'm going to pause it. The great thing about Lucky Crafts is they suspend so well, and that is crucial when fishing pre-spawn fish. You want that bait to be able to sit there and sit in the fish's eye and get them interested and come up and eat that bait. So get it down there. 1, reel a little bit. 2, pause. 1, 2. That is my favorite cadence that I use throughout the country and has worked year after year for me. As the water is cold, pre-spawn, you want that bait to sit there. Don't be working it like fast summertime jerkbait fishing. You need that pause in there, fish it slow. When that water's warm in the summertime and you're fishing jerkbait, speed it up, get it going, that's fine. But right now, we want those fish to come up because it's a water cold, the temperature's colder, they're more lethargic. Let it sit there. 1, 2. Try that presentation. You're going to find yourself catching a lot of fish on a jerkbait. All right, now for me, I love fishing my jerkbait on my glass rod. I'm a firm believer in the crankbait rod, even for my jerkbaits, but there's a jerkbait topwater rod also. But one of the key things about jerkbait fishing is line diameter is just like fishing a crankbait. If you need that bait to go deeper, fish your lighter line. I love throwing a jerkbait on 10-pound trilene 100% fluorocarbon. That is my favorite way to get it down there deep. And when it's a tough bite, that light line gets you more bite. But if you're fishing shallow water and need to stay above a grass line, you might go to a 20-pound monofilament, like a trilene big game, makes that bait more buoyant, keeps it above the grass line. So play with your lines to help change your bait presentation and help you catch more fish. And I'm Skeet Reese for TackleWarehouse.com. Goodbye.